tell y'all, this week was kind of crazy, man. It wasn't really crazy. It was pretty funny because I had a cat out there, and I'm not going to mention his name, but hey, I've been getting subscribers ever since you made that video about me, sir. Appreciate that. Well, on the Fatal J channel, guess what's going to happen? I'm not going to mention you. You're not going to get none of my audience. You know what I mean? So a show dropped, 2 weeks ago?
Seems like forever.
Yeah, man. And the thing about it is, they said me and you are cools because we didn't support this show. Now, you've been going in, man. The last time I really had a chance to talk about it was last week on the Dark Council show. Make sure to check that out on this channel as well. But, yeah, man. What is your thoughts? Because I'm going to tell you this, Mark. You see the future. You saw what Marvel was doing. Marvel always have this plan where they do this. They do this. They do this. They set up a show of color, and then they set up the division and the anarchy between fans. And then the marketing is this. Oh, you racist. You're racist. I'm starting to think now, I'm really starting to think, just based on what you said, this is truly their marketing plan. Now, we already know that Disney is the kings of the vision. We know this.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Do you feel like a lot of black people fell for the trap again?
Hell yeah. Bro, that's all we've been seeing for like the last week and a half since they dropped this thing.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, Fatal, it was last minute marketing. Like up until now, you didn't hear a bunch of, hey, black people, we got a show for you. Here it comes. Yeah. On the evening that it was supposed to drop, in real time, I saw X blow up with a bunch of, if you don't watch this, you're not black type of posts, So I identified it for what it was. Like, what's with all this last minute marketing to a black audience for this show that nobody was anticipating?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Everybody in the chat, you tell me if I'm wrong. Leading up to the debut of IronHeart, how much marketing push did you see? You know what I mean? Like, we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But were you foreseeing some huge tidal wave of black pride that was attached to this show?
I seriously didn't see anybody talk about this show until they dropped that trailer on the same day as the Superman official final trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So that show you how much Marvel had respect for this show. They dropped it the same day as their competition. I've never seen that in my life, ever.
Not to mention, when's the last time you saw 3 episodes here and 3 episodes there? You know what I mean? Like, that's the way they did it. They didn't just release it like the normal shows that they do. It was in blocks that way. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Because they've always done this thing where they hide behind, they hide behind a marginalized group. Whether it's black or it's women or it's LGBTQ. Yeah. And they got it all set up. So if people don't like it, and they knew the show, they know, they anticipate if a show's going to suck. I mean, remember, all of this stuff is tested. So if they knew that it was going to suck, the best thing they could have done was to say, this is for black people. This is for you to love. Riri she's all of you, Yeah. So now, as usual, too many of us claimed ownership of it. So we were like, yeah, this is for us. Yeah. So when they started seeing, I'm going to call it like it is, when they started seeing white people initially say this show sucks, now here come the black people released like drones, who, they're going to get defensive about it because let's face it, some of the criticism.
Keep speaking. I got to hook up my Ethernet cord. Keep speaking. I'll be back.
All right. I might say some stuff you don't like, bruh. But I know that a lot of people are pushing back against the more prominent channels, right? In other words, if it was a white channel and the white channel says, we hate this show, then they knew that the black audience was going to come back with, and they were going to be defensive. No, we love this show. So you're racist, So unfortunately, it just turned into some big old marketing nightmare because now everybody is fighting each other. You know what I mean? Especially black on black, because if you try to critique the show, then someone is going to say you're a traitor. You know, you're a Sambo, you're a coon, because you don't 100% support this show because the show is in blackface.
Yeah.
Even though Ironheart was created by white guys.
Man, that's why I love you being here, Mark, because boom, I swear, while you was talking, I pulled this up right here. Right here. These are the two creators. Brian Michael Bendis, he's the writer, and Mike Deodato is a well-known artist, and I know I butchered his last name, but it's like you said, Mark. Riri Williams is a white creation. When is people going, you know, take off those put on those glasses? What's that movie?
They Live.
They Live. Put on the glasses and see what's going on around you.
Yeah, if you want to say that you like the show, you know, like the show. You know, I should say that because
and
you know,
we're not telling people.
You're
exactly right, Mark. We're not telling nobody out there to hate this show or don't watch this show. We're just speaking for us.
Yeah, but you can't speak in the name of blackness. If you want to enjoy the show, enjoy the show. But using the show as a black card to show to another black person, you know, well, I'm taking your black card because you don't like the show, it's freaking ridiculous. Like the show. By all means, love the show. You know, and I've heard people make the point, well, Mark, you didn't even watch the show, so you don't need to be saying anything about it. Am I really saying anything about the content of the show, or am I talking about what's going on around the show? Yeah. You know, I'm talking about what's going on around the show. You have never heard me give my opinion on the content of the show. You know what I mean? So miss me with all of that, other than the fact that they put a trans man in there. I did comment on that. But as far as the plot and the story beats, I haven't said a peep. And if you present a clip of me giving a review of that show, then please, by all means, show it to me. Yeah.
But this is the thing, man. I think when they say, if you don't watch the show, if you didn't watch the show, shut up. When they say that, that's them projecting. Like they don't want you to say nothing bad about the show because they like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's we can't critique on the stuff that we feel like is coonery or stereotypes. Because when I look at, I typed this in AI real quick. I refuse to watch the show. I just don't have it in me. This is episode 1, Take Me Home, June 24, 2025. Let's see if I've been wrong about this. Riri Williams, a brilliant MIT student, is introduced grappling with financial struggles and personal trauma after her debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That's understandable. That's understandable. Mm-hmm. Expelled from MIT. I'm gonna say that again. This, and I don't know what the show is about. I just put this in AI. Expelled from MIT for selling projects to fund her IronHeart suit. Stereotype of black people doing crimes. Let's continue.
Can I just ask a question here?
Yes, sir. Speak on it. Speak on it.
Why is she in a position like this? Takes place after Wakanda Forever, right?
Exactly.
So she would have had access to Shuri and all of the technology of Wakanda, kind of the way that Peter Parker had access to Stark Enterprises.
Yes, he did.
So why is she doing this? Why is she put in a position like this after those events? That doesn't make any sense right off the bat.
And why didn't Shuri or somebody slide her some financial money after what she did in Wakanda Forever?
Right.
She played a big role in that movie, right? I can't really remember because I ain't seen that movie since the theaters. But she played a big role. They needed her in that movie.
Uh-huh.
Why is she still broke when it comes to college? Shouldn't they pay for her tuition? That's nothing to Wakanda. I don't know.
Okay, hold on, because let's pay attention to what they're saying over here, because I want to have an immersive experience here. Yes, and sir. I see in the chat they're saying that it was actually mentioned why they didn't call her. Okay. All right. So apparently someone like Steel Leg is saying that they threw her out. Lawrence is saying they actually mentioned why she didn't call her. So that was explained in the show. Now listen, I really don't want to get sidetracked with this because like I said before, my issue like for me personally, it has nothing to do with what happened on the show. It has everything to do with the marketing, you know. So it's like, I know that a lot of people are in here like, well, if you didn't watch the show, you can't criticize the show.
Yes, we
can.
I
Okay, go on.
No, yes, we can. Yes, we can. I mean, okay, we can't say this show was an A+ or a D+, but we can talk about the stuff that people said that was in the show. I saw in the trailer where they were setting up a heist. And I told myself, I want to see, this is fantasy world. Marvel, you getting it wrong, giving us all this realism. And it's not even realistic, because if 9 times out of 10 a black person is in MIT, they deserve that, and they have paid their way, or somebody is paying their way. That's one of the top technical schools of all time.
Yes, sir.
So why did you set up this black character selling homework, getting kicked out of school, and joining a heist ring? That's just me. That's just me. I don't want to see that. I've seen too many black shows and movies with these stereotypes. Mark, it reminded me when you was talking to Director X about literally the same thing that black woman was doing on that show.
Yeah.
Robbing the rich for the poor.
Yeah.
That's a weird trope.
The metaphor is the same, because you're talking about the Robin Hood dynamic here. You know, so it's the same. Like you said, that was what I was talking to Director X about. Like, why do we keep, if we're in a position of creating, like Ryan Coogler is, it's like, why would you keep putting us in the same scenarios? You know, it's like, ideally speaking, wouldn't, like, imagination. You need imagination. Can't you envision anything different, you know, for a black hero's journey? It always has to be like this.
Yeah.
You know, you always got to be coming up from crime, coming up from the hood, you know, all of this stuff. You know, you think that makes you relatable, or they think it makes the hero relatable, because, of course, all black people are doing this. But that's not the truth, you know? And there's a lot of black people that's in the hood that want to see something more ideal. You know, why wouldn't they want to have hope too?
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, like I said, it's very problematic, man. It's like we really have to challenge ourselves to challenge our audience. There's nothing wrong with that.
I've made the synopsis even shorter in AI. People in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong. Episode 1, this is even shorter. Riri, expelled from MIT, returns to Chicago, is recruited by the hood, a criminal leader, to join his heist crew with promise to fund her IronHeart suit. She reluctantly agrees, torn between ambition and morality. Episode 2, Riri's AI, Natalie, glitches during a heist, stirring memories of her late friend. The hood's violent actions during job deepens Riri doubts about their partnership. Episode 3, Riri heist with the hood turned violent, and Joe blackmails her into collaboration. Natalie warns her of danger, but Riri questions her AI and considers leaving the crew.
Can I just point something out here for episode 3? The episode is called "We in Danger, Girl."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. It's like, now you're gonna assume, or people are gonna assume, that okay, it's a street kid or a street girl who wrote that. But I'm almost certain that it's not. You see what I'm saying? It's like they're talking down to their audience. We in danger, girl. Isn't that the way y'all talk? Isn't that the way y'all speak? We in danger, girl. I mean, come on, man.
Mark, you said it. And I know for people out there that's saying, well, Fatal J, you always, and Mark, you always saying recast T'Challa. Those was written by white guys too. But let me tell you something. They gave us the fantasy, something that motivated us, where you had this African king, the most badass character in Marvel. When he was first introduced, he whooped the Fantastic Four ass single-handedly. But this character right here keeps us grounded with all the stuff we don't see, all the slave movies we don't see, all the hood movies we've seen. And this is the cold thing about it. After all this bickering, all this fighting, all this going back and forth, guess what? It's still tainting the ratings. It's still tainting.
And it can't all be because everybody's hateful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the danger of zeroing in on that negative side of the fandom, which no one is denying that it's there. There's always going to be racist people out there. There's always going to be sexist people out there. But when you disproportionately give your energy and your attention to that section of the fandom, then you're going to ignore the legitimate constructive criticism that's on the other side.
Yeah.
And we never get any better.
You know, you got your usual idiots. You know what I mean? That's what they do. But, man, I would just, I don't know, man. It was just really crazy to see Black division with this show right here. You know?
Yeah, that was the story. And, you know, like I said, that I knew it as soon as I saw that marketing that was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, because we're so thirsty, man, for representation and to be seen. But I keep saying, man, it's not enough just to be seen, especially in this age of AI. You know, you have all of these stereotype minstrel show AI videos that's out there. Black people, they look just like Black people. They look real. You know, I did a video about it. You're being seen. You have representation. But there comes a time when you have to ask yourself, what am I being seen as? It's not enough just to be seen. And we're stuck in this pattern of just wanting to be seen. But, you know, look, it's time to move past that. You know, now you have to start having some standards about how you're being seen. You know, it's not like we don't object to the fact that Black Panther was created by two Jewish guys. We object to the fact that Black Panther was killed. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. You know, so that's not even the point, you know, but, you know, they're making it a point because they're making it a source of Black pride when it wasn't created by Black people. And that's taking it too far. You know what I mean? That's taking it too far.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's check this out. Go ahead.
No, and I was going to say it's also a source of Black damnation too, because like I said, if you don't like it, if you speak out against it, hell, if you even critique it, then someone is going to come to you and accuse you of being some type of traitor.
Well, you know bro, I mean? I had when it come to Dark Council, it was a cat out there, and I'm not going to put him out there, but thank you for showing me to your fans, because my subscribers count have actually went up, but I'm not going to put his name out there. But yeah, I mean, Mark, we honestly just spoke our piece about how we feel, how Marvel make us look. And Mark, you got a great message, man. I know you're going to never give up on this message, but I'm saying, please don't ever give up on this message. This is for the children and what the children see, what our children see, what the white and Black and Hispanic children see, you know,
100%.
Not just for the adults.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. See, that's the thing, Fatal. It's like, that's the secret weapon right there, because there's two things they come at you with. All right. If you're a Black content creator and you critique these things, it'll either be that you're a coon, you know, you're a Sambo, or that you're a man child, you know, and you shouldn't be thinking about this anyway. It's like, you got a little ways to go, but I got silvers. You know what I mean? So it's like when people see that, they're like, oh, bro, you too old to be talking about all this. Bro, I keep telling people, I keep slapping them in the face with the fact that this is about me as a parent. You know what I mean? This isn't about me. I just want what I want. I just want what I want to see what I want. No. Ever since, you know, my son has been born, I've been very attentive to what he digests, whether it's on TV, whether it's the movies, whether it's the music that he has in his ears. To me, that's what a parent is supposed to do. Yeah, damn right. I am going to be opinionated about what you're putting out there, not just for my son, but for our kids as a community. Yeah. People got this shit ass backwards, man. You're supposed to be looking at what your children look at. You're supposed to be critical of that. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
I'm confused.
Yeah. So I never did watch, and this is crazy to me, okay? Last week, the first 3 episodes dropped. Last night, the rest of the episodes dropped. So this show is over. Completely over. Now, I was talking with Chill the other day, and he said the reason why they might be doing this, which I still think is disrespectful, but the reason why they might be doing this is because it's kind of like YouTube. The longer you watch, the better for the algorithm on Disney Plus. But okay, you dropped all these episodes. Now people are going to move on to Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Let's check this
out of
out.
the way.
So this is a part of the ending, and I hope don't nobody care about spoilers. I don't care about the show, so I don't care about spoilers. But Sasha Baron Cohen. And
Borat.
I know who that Borat. Yeah, that's Borat. Was wonderful as Mephisto. Very charming, controlled, mysterious, and creepy. The devil is in the details. I love what they did with the spoon. Let's check this out right here.
Well, I go by a lot of names. Some of them are actually a bit cruel and hurtful to me. But I like you, Riri, so you can call me Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Hello.
Oh. So, is that supposed to mean something to me?
I can see you're hurting.
Fair use.
Tell me, what can I do for you?
We watching this for a reason. But make my
We're not
point.
gonna get struck in that, are we?
I don't think I am, because Marvel's pretty good about these shows. It's Warner that's the problem.
Okay.
We're gonna watch a little bit more, but we watching this for a reason.
That's me breaking the rules.
You're good.
All right, let's stop right there. And I want to show you something that Chill wrote that was kind of interesting. Maybe Chill is trolling, or maybe not. He might not be trolling. But let's check this out.
Trolling?
Yeah, a lot of times Chill do troll. He do troll. Dang, I just had it too. And shout out to Chill. I dropped the ball yesterday when it comes to the recast of T'Challa. Usually I drop some dope art. It don't look like we trend this time, but next time I'm gonna be on my.
No, we did.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dang! Okay, usually Chill hit me up and be celebrating. Dang, that's crazy.
We made it.
Okay. Right here. This is Chill talking about the end of the show. He said, "Black superheroes making deals with the devil is the representation you were looking for from Marvel." I didn't mean to hit true. I meant to hit false. But for the most part, people hit false. Now, let me ask the people in the chat, did she really make a deal with the devil at the end of the show, Mephisto? I need to know this.
Yeah, for people. Go ahead.
They wanted people to watch and forget about it. Yeah, you're right. Chris Gore said that his friends in Hollywood told him that was precisely because of that. Watch time and watch time and the F4 movie, because it was their words, the worst thing we ever made. Dang. And Mark, here we are trying to tell the people how we not want to see this show because of the tropes and all this type of stuff. And Marvel said themselves that this was the worst thing they ever made.
But that's what I'm talking about. A lot of us have lost our objectivity because we're so busy trying to be the opposite of what they see over there. So they're so mad and they're so resentful of those content creators over there that everybody always likes to name, that whatever stance they take, they got to take the opposite. And there's nothing wrong with taking the opposite if you truly like the material. You know what I mean? But if you're just doing this, and I've seen way too many people talk about, I bet they're going to hate this. Wait till they see this. It's like, why are you so concerned with how somebody else is going to react to it? Why can't you watch the material for yourself and objectively form your own opinion? You know what I mean? You know, because, I mean, let's face it. Somebody making a deal with the freaking devil, right, might not be a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, if it's in the way of the plot, right? I understand that, you know, it's a comic book movie. Certain things happen. It's weird in comic book movies. But there's no denying that that's a bad thing. Even plot-wise, it's a bad scenario.
Heroes don't make deals with the devil. Heroes don't make deals with the devil.
they're called like they'll tell us, well, she's a black superhero. Okay, if you told me that she was a human, okay, all right, she's human. She's gonna make mistakes. But if you're billing her as a black superhero and she's historical and they're making like this is good for your children and everything, then you do have to be a little bit careful with the way you present these things. Yeah, that's all. It's on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. You just can't do whatever you want.
Brother Man said this after Mephisto holds his hands out for a shake to solidify the deal. As the screen goes off, you see Riri's hands start to have black streaks if you look closely. So she took the deal. I'm glad I didn't watch this show, bro. And then nobody in here, as much as you tried, didn't make me feel guilty because I refused to watch this show. Now it's over and people are going to move on to the next thing.
I don't know how old. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I don't know how old Dominique Thorne is. I wish, like, I know she's supposed to look like she's young, but she is. She's at least what, like 21. She's got to be over, like 21, right?
We can always look up.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is, and I know this is going to sound bad to people and everything like that, but to me, she's not exactly easy on the eyes either. Like she's cute. Yeah, she's cute, right? But let's face it, when you watch these shows, right, you're looking for that appeal too. You're looking for a little bit of sex appeal and everything. Like she's cute. She's cute. But what I'm saying? It's like you got to draw me in, man. It's like I'm not feeling that. Like when I see Tiana Paris, in the Marvels, I'm like, yeah, she's kind of hot.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest. Just looking at all these pictures, we're not saying this is an ugly girl.
No, she's cute.
But we know at the end of the day, when y'all pick the blondes or the brunettes or whatever, they're gonna be slamming. They're gonna be banging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe she looks like this in the comic. I'm not, like I said, please don't get it twisted, right? Because Fatal, we're getting chopped up a lot these days. I mean, people like judging, and I like it. I like that people are taking clips, from our streams.
Well, that means we hot. The show is hot.
It's cool. It's cool. It seems like we're causing a lot of conversation because I saw, as you did, one person reacted to us. Then I saw somebody reacted to that person reacting to us. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, I like that conversation and everything. But when we get chopped up, we're also out of context. So don't have me getting chopped up saying that this girl is ugly because that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, these things are supposed to have a certain degree of sex appeal. This is the reason why Aquaman made as much as it did because the women went running to see Jason Momoa. Yes, that's all I'm saying.
It hit $1 billion. And after this stream, Mark, I advise you. It's a YouTube guy called We Are Ourselves or something along those lines.
We Ourselves. Yep.
That brother broke down Black Panther, Captain Marvel was the two biggest solo movies of Marvel. Made $1 billion. Translate to DC. Aquaman, Wonder Woman was the two big solo movies that came from DC. You know what happened to their sequels?
Yeah.
You know?
It's very interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting. It's almost like they're self-sabotaging themselves because these characters, especially these male characters, are not black. I mean, not white. Not white.
See, they stumbled into something, right? Because, like I said, I know there are a lot of people who feel like Black Panther was mid, okay? And I would never argue with them about that, okay? Because if you just want to judge it by the movie, then that's fair game. But like I said, there's a whole other story around the movie. There's also the cultural impact. That's the reason why Barbie hit the way that it did. You know what I mean? Like they're missing the secret sauce, man. It's like there's also a social setting that these movies are dropping in and appealing to. And they're missing that. You know, so when people just want to come back with, well, you know, Black Panther, oh, it wasn't all that, it wasn't all this, but see, it hit something, man. It hit something that the world around it picked up on, you know, and that's something I don't believe they were ready for. You know what I mean?
They wasn't ready for that, man. I tell people this, and they shocked when I say it, but I'm telling you, this Marvel, when it comes to Black Panther, that was a DEI movie to them. And they didn't think that movie was going to be as big as they thought it was going to be like, okay, Black people, we give you this, take that and go on. We did it for you. But this movie was a phenomenon all over the world. Man, you know you're doing good when you Black and you selling big in China. You know?
You had the best person on the team. It's unbelievable. Oh, you playing it? Now listen.